All right, Rick Glazer said on X that that Canelo could be fighting Jake Paul in May. So I know allegedly what was reported that he was going to meet with William Skull. Um, he was going to meet with him early in January. I guess the networks didn't like that fight. Probably made more sense for him to go over to Germany to fight William Skull. So so apparently that didn't work out. It was another name that he could have fought too. I forget the other name that it was rumored that he could have fought William Skull, and I think it was another guy. Couldn't remember who that other guy was. But honestly, it is what it is. So Rick Glazer said it sounds like Canelo will be fighting Jake Paul in May. If so, will be a Canelo promotion MVP PBC event on Amazon Prime, location the TBA, probably Vegas or Dallas. For some reason, Jake Paul, he liked the Dallas area. I ain't mad at it. So apparently this is Rick Glazer's high power attorney as the source. He says it right there at the bottom of the screen under Dude Kilo. So it's a rumor. Sometimes Rick is right, sometimes you're wrong. But one thing I can say about somebody who got sources in the business, things constantly change. Things constantly change. Some people think you got a done deal. And then it get to the fighter, and the fighter be like, no, I want this, I want that, whatever, it changes. So at the end of the day, I think with Canelo fighting Jake Paul, and also fighting Terrence Crawford, I think these might be his last two fights, and that's just me assuming. No inside information. I'm strictly assuming that these may be his last two fights. And so be it. I mean, this has been rumored for the last couple of years that he possibly could fight Jake Paul. Yeah, we've been hearing that. We've been having these discussions, behind the scene that he may do this, and this has been on the table. So I kind of know this ain't too far out of left field. This is something that's been talked about behind the scenes, that we all been speaking on and on about. So yeah, this ain't like too far left off of what I've been hearing. And obviously it's his prerogative to do what he want to do. People gonna buy it. Now I don't know what happens with Jake Paul and Logan Paul. That's the $1 million question. Do they continue to still fight? Do they put that fight on the back burner? Because they fighting at the end of March? May too quick of a turnaround. So, but the real question is, will Canelo badly hurt Jake Paul, or will he carry him and get the victory? Will it be an official fight? That's a great question. Will it be an official fight? So, I mean, that's the $1 million question. Will this be official like a referee whistle? So, I mean, I don't know. Well, they have an agreement where Canelo can't really hurt him too bad. But when you in there with Canelo, when you in there fighting Canelo and negotiate with Canelo, he make the rules. But to make that money, Jake Paul bring a little bit to the table. Now, I was told, and I don't think I ever said this, the reason why Netflix wasn't going to put on or work with Jake Paul for this supposed Logan Paul fight, it was told to me the reason why they wasn't going to work with him on this Logan Paul fight was and it was supposed to be carried by Max, HBO Max. They changed it just to Max. The app is pretty cool. I have it. Was because it didn't involve Mike Tyson. They really put the money up for Mike Tyson. So Mike Tyson was the reason Netflix, even entertained doing that fight. So it was all about Jake Paul. I mean, it was all about Mike Tyson. With no Mike Tyson, Netflix wasn't confident that Jake Paul can pull anywhere close to those numbers without Mike Tyson. So if y'all had any questions, if y'all had any questions about any of that, well, there you have it. There you have it. So it was simply Jake Paul. I mean, it was simply Mike Tyson. So that's why, that's what the intrigue was for that fight. It was Mike Tyson. So Canelo Alvarez and PBC getting in on this. I'm telling y'all, man. So y'all hold these dudes to a higher standard, dude, and stop supporting the bullshit. It's gonna be hard for boxing to advance in the way that it needs to advance. And I'm just speaking facts. It's gonna be hard for boxing to get to where it truly needs to get. We gotta be better. We can't just support any and everything, that they tell us to do it. And it just seemed kind of crazy that now that it's multiple media platforms. You have, the media that's the old media. You have, this current media and all this. You have these different media platforms or whatever, right? It's funny how these new media people, they do just as much goofy shit as the old media people. Right? Don't y'all find that funny? Don't y'all find that funny? And that's why I tell y'all, when the weak become in power, bro, like they abuse their power. They abuse their power. When the weak becomes in power, they abuse their power. That's the wild stuff about it. Believe it or not. This is why they fear allowing inferior people or people that they go keep down. They keep them down because they get empowered. They're going to abuse it. They're going to abuse their power. They're going to abuse it. So it's still going to be people that watch this because, since reality TV started, we've been, conditioned to accept clown shows. People don't even care. It's not reality TV. It's scripted TV. They don't even care about the authenticity of things anymore. Even if, this fight is scripted, like a lot of the other Jake Paul fights have these caveats or these little things in there where you can't knock this guy out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, people still watch. And even if their eyes tell them that that's the case, they still gonna watch. We conditioned to consume trash, nutrition wise, visual wise, and it's enough. Like I said before, I ain't compete. I think this is Canelo cash out plan. And I think he ain't gonna go out like Mayweather and cash out versus Berto or fight a Conor McGregor. Excuse me, Berto would have been way more respectable. Shout out to my ninja Andre Berto, real nigga. Real nigga. I think honestly, he wasn't, this ain't, he didn't want to go out like Mayweather did with Conor McGregor. And shit, I'll get it. I definitely understand it. He wanted to go out with a little dignity fighting Terrence Crawford. He wanted to go out with a little dignity. And ultimately, I can respect that. Ultimately, I can respect that. Ultimately, I can respect that. But yeah, it's a clown show. I think he getting ready to retire. I think he getting ready to retire. That's my opinion on it. Just my humble opinion. I think he getting ready to retire, but he had another post, so let me not forget that. So he said about Canelo fighting Jake Paul, Canelo isn't cashing out. He's going to beat Jake Paul, so that's actually called cashing in. But when Canelo fights Terrence Crawford September, that'd be cashing out Canelo because Bud will spank that ass. The business of boxing. I don't know why people think Bud gonna win that fight. And watch when he lose. every fucking point that I make about that fight, they gonna say everything got, well, Canelo was just too big, too strong. Canelo was a whole ass nigga for not giving rehydration clause. I'm telling y'all what these niggas do, man. They let they disdain and dislike for a particular fighter get in the way of logic. I don't do that, bro. I learned that a long time ago, to not let my emotions get in the way of logic. So, me personally. So, but yeah, that is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially, want to support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. The link tree. You can find me everywhere. Patreon, X, Instagram. I did a live last night. All my live streams are no longer be streamed anywhere but YouTube, and you only can watch them live unless you get the Patreon, the Goodfella TV Patreon, the Free Game Plus Goodfella TV Patreon. It's free for 7 days. I'm thinking about selling them on Patreon for $1 individually, or you can get the tier. So hit the link tree, the Patreon, if you want to rewatch the lives. The only lives I will leave up on YouTube will be post-fight reaction lives. That's it. Every other live is going to go on the Patreon, the Goodfella TV tier, where you can get both of them, man. I appreciate y'all for the support. It just made more sense. And I do a video and clip it in there in my video so y'all can it'll be a reminder. But I appreciate y'all. Check out the Box Rumor playlist. Peace.